Hi, my name's Mark, one of the pastors here at Trillium. I was thinking about the gun shooting in Gilroy, California, back last Monday. In fact, I was going to talk about it in the message today at church, but events have overtaken the story of Gilroy, California, because last night when I was putting my stuff together for the message, there was a mass shooting in El Paso, Texas. 20 people, I understand now today, were killed, many more injured. And when I got up this morning, not only was El Paso in the news, but there was Dayton, Ohio, another 9 people killed there in another mass shooting. And it just kind of bewilders me, especially in Canada, we don't have that common experience of dealing with mass shootings from guns. In fact, Canada, well, there is gun ownership. We don't worship the gun the way Americans do. And I can only imagine the kind of sorrow and pain that's going through many families today in the United States from the loss of people killed in innocent circumstances. And I'm sort of resigned to the fact the Americans don't seem to be getting their head around this. And I'm hoping that at some point they're going to wake up and see that they need to do something about this. But I'm also angry because in a lot of these stories where guys go in and do mass shootings, at the very end they kill themselves, they shoot themselves. And it's almost like they're giving the ultimate finger to society because they're not going to be held ultimately accountable for their actions. They're not going to go before some court and be found guilty. They're not going to experience the admonishment and condemnation of the community for the harm, the mayhem they've caused in life. I was going by one of those Bible mission signs, the ones that kind of creep me out a bit, maybe creep you out too. And one of the fields that said, "Prepare to meet thy God." And I started to think about that sign this morning because I have a different look on it today than I did a week or two ago. Because the sign is really about the fact that there is some form of accountability that actually may go beyond this world. And it's kind of reassuring to think that there may be an accountability that extends beyond suicide and death. You can't get away from your accountability no matter what you do to yourself in this world. When the Soviet Union's armies and the armies of the Allies in March and April, May of 1945 were closing in on the Germans in Berlin, many of the leaders of the Third Reich committed suicide. Hitler did, Heinrich Himmler did, Joseph Goebbels did, Martin Bormann, Hitler's chief of staff, a really important, powerful figure in the Third Reich. They all committed suicide. And it was, again, like they're giving the finger to the world. They weren't going to be held accountable for what they did. But it's kind of reassuring to me that, that sign applies to them too. It applies to anyone who does really horrible things in life. And people like Stalin and Mao and Pol Pot and others who've done horrendous evil to others. But for those of us who live in the more, less catastrophic, less dramatic world, what about us? And it got me thinking about Judge Judy, the TV show. I was watching one episode where she was riding this guy for not doing the right thing, for taking advantage of somebody else. And she kept coming back to him and asking him to take responsibility for what he had done. He'd basically taken a loan from somebody, treated it as a gift, and was now not willing to pay it back. Not an unheard of story. And he kept trying to deflect the responsibility, but finally, under pressure from her, he finally acknowledged he was the cause of the initial mistake. He was the one who didn't pay it back. He took ownership for his problem and was made accountable by Judge Judy. But it occurred to me that he probably felt this accountability as a form of punishment or as some condemnation over him or some assault on his self-esteem. But in fact, in watching the episode several times, Judy Scheindlin, the Judge Judy, was actually trying to offer him a gift. To see the world in a different way, to see the other person on the other side of the issue differently, to understand himself differently by taking responsibility, by being accountable for his actions in life. He was actually being offered a gift to see the world differently. And if he had taken that gift wholeheartedly, he would have immediately changed his relationships with others. He would have seen his relationships with other people transformed in a new way. God is our ultimate accountability partner. Some people see the sign, "Prepare to meet thy God," as a form of punishment or condemnation, but perhaps it is actually a gift. By going before God as our ultimate accountability partner and receiving and taking upon our responsibilities in life, we may actually be made free.